Michael Vick is still with us. So, Mike, how different will this game be?
I don't see this game being any different. I think it's going to be an offensive affair. I think, when you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and how they hit their stride over the last 6 or 7 weeks, I think they carry that momentum into the Super Bowl just like they did yesterday. And the Kansas City Chiefs, the team speed is uncanny. Like, if I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm starting to watch film today. Because if you want to win this Super Bowl, you're going to have to stop Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, McCall, Hardman. I mean, every single guy that exists on that offense who, make their presence felt. And then you got to worry about 15. So while I say this is the GOAT versus the big GOAT versus baby GOAT, we couldn't have had a better Super Bowl this year. For everything that we've been through in the state of the game and football in 2020, why not have a strong finish with Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes? And, it's a treat, in terms of, just football, period. But the offense is going to have to show up. The defense is going to have to show up. And, certainly both offenses. And I think, when it all comes down to it, it's all about, can the Buccaneers stop number 15?
Can we swap CBS? We'll give the Super Bowl. We'll give them 57, Skip. We take 55.
Yeah, I'm game.
Man, this is unbelievable.
Although we couldn't actually go to Tampa, we probably have to
But that's
stay
okay.
here.
That's okay. We just want it.
Yeah.
We just want it, Skip. Because, you got Brady, you got Mahomes. I don't think you can ask me anything better than this. Mike, the way I see it is this. Kansas City lost Eric Fisher last night. Looks like he has an Achilles injury and he's done for the season. Now, they're already playing without Mitchell Schwartz, who's one of the premier right tackles in all of football. So I believe they're going to move the right tackle, Remmers. If I'm not mistaken, Skip, I was trying to see. I don't know if I saw it correctly. But I think they moved Remmers, the right tackle, to left tackle, and then they brought the swing tackle in off the bench. The key to this ball game, how well can they protect Patrick Mahomes? If they give him protection, I don't see how they stop him. I see them getting to, it could be a shootout, Skip. It might be a 38-41, a 45-41 type of ball game. If you cannot get pressure on either of the quarterbacks, it's going to be it's going to be one of those. It could be the highest scoring Super Bowl in NFL history.
It could.
But pressure is going to be the key, because what we thought, and I'll be the first to admit, I thought the Green Bay would do a better job of protecting Rodgers. JPP and Shaquille Barrett, they ate. They had a sole purpose in mind, and they could not keep Aaron. Basically, he got hit 22 times, pressure 22 times. I think he got hit the most of his NFL career. That's going to be the key again, Skip, because we know what Mahomes, if you give him time. The problem is that when you blitz him, he has a 97 QBR against the blitz. Skip, that's unheard of. Perfect is 100. So basically you said, man, I just hope he's off. To beat Kansas City, you need to possess the football, Skip. You get into the red zone. Buffalo made the mistake. They had 4 trips into the red zone. They got 1 touchdown.
You got to go for touchdowns. What are you doing, Sean McDermott? You're just trying to make it look respectable?
You got to get touchdowns. You can't, because he's going to get touchdowns.
What are you doing?
Possess the ball, get in the red zone, score touchdowns, and you got to hope Mahomes is having an off day. Yesterday, Skip, he was in his bag. He was.
Yeah.
They're not, even if they get no touchdowns, so now maybe you make it a 45, you're not beating him yesterday because he was on. And that's the key. JPP and Shaq Barrett, can they get home on Mahomes? If they can, Tom Brady's going to win number 7. If they can't, Mahomes is going to be back-to-back champ.
All right. Okay, allow me to tell you why I give Tom Brady and company a shot in this game. I believe the Buccaneers are much better than they were on November 29th that afternoon in Tampa Bay against Kansas City. I do not believe that the Chiefs are any better than they were that afternoon, because it's hard to get much better. They just are the Chiefs. So they are who they are. They are who I thought they were. And they will bring all of their firepower to bear against this defense. The defense got much better. I thought the Buccaneers started to find themselves and to start to come together and lift off actually in the second half against Mahomes on November 29th, because remember, Mahomes only threw for 103 yards in the second half, because finally Todd Bowles said, I give up, I back off. I don't exactly know what they call it. It's just a cover 2. It's just 2-man. What do you call it? 22-man. 22-man. You're just playing man underneath with 2 deep safeties, and you're saying you're not going to do that anymore because Tyreek caught 203 yards versus of footballs in the first quarter. 203 yards receiving, that's impossibly bad because they put Carlton Davis on him single and just said, do it. Hang in there.
Why would you put anybody on a single?
You just can't.
Tre'Davious White found out last night.
Okay, because they tried to blitz him, and the corners have to stand up, and they can't. Tyreek is
uncomfortable.
He's off the charts great. I've never seen, as Shannon said, you've never seen a man faster in pads.
In his pads, Mike, I've never seen anything like him. I've never, because he normally, Skip, when you look at track guys, they're frail. You look at the way track guys are built. Yeah. They're thin.
He's stout.
His legs, so he's explosive. Look at this. Tre'Davious White is right there in front of him.
He looked faster yesterday.
He did. And listen, Travis Kelce, don't tell me he's a tight end. He's just a wideout. I don't know what he is, but he's unguardable. This is unguardable.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tom Brady doesn't have Tyreek or Kelce. He just doesn't. But what happened after this game? Brady got hot in the second half and brought him all the way back to 27-24. And you can't tell me that for a still young team that went 7-9 a year ago, it mattered that they actually got back in the game just the way they got back in the game and beat Aaron Rodgers at home in October. It matters to them. They're going to step on the field saying, well, we played them pretty good the last 3 quarters, so they'll have some confidence. But their bye week didn't come until after this game. It was very late, week 13. They fixed a lot of junk in their offense because they installed some play action passes. They installed some motion that wasn't there. They gave Tom Brady back the offense and took it away from Bruce Arians. It became more of a Brady attack. Okay. So all of a sudden, out of the bye, they took off. The offense took off and the defense took off. And they won 7 straight games. They went to Washington and beat the number 2 yards allowed defense, and went to New Orleans and beat the number 4 yards allowed defense, and went to Green Bay and beat the number 9 yards allowed defense. That's pretty good. And over the last 6 games, Brady's offense is averaging 36 points a game. Well, it may take 40.
It's going to need it. But and also, Skip, can Kansas City pressure Tom Brady? Because he's a different quarterback. He has the 30th QBR when he's pressured. He has the 5th QBR when he wasn't. Well, and
I got it.
The first half, Skip, they got to him. They got him on the ground, and then all of a sudden, they couldn't get to him anymore. And
they have the firepower to get home. Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, Frank Clark. Yep. They're gonna need all of that. But if Mahomes is on his game, it's going to be electric. I can see a 41-38, a 45-40 something type ball game, Skip, because both of these offenses now, if they're good to go.
Yep. So I think Tampa will get both of its starting safeties back in time for the game. And I'm guessing Tampa will get Antonio Brown back in time for the game. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because maybe you have too much of a good thing at receiver. Maybe it sort of clarified itself without Antonio. But the point is that Tyler Johnson, that rookie, he just keeps making big catches.
Make big plays. But it's going to be interesting. I just want to see what Todd Bowles. It's going to be interesting to feel out the first 15, Skip. What's Todd Bowles playing? How am I going to defend this? I don't see him playing cover 1. I don't see him playing cover 1.
First 30, Shannon.
The first 30 plays.
The first 30, because Andy Reid's advantage over a lot of coordinators in this league. Some of them he worked with. He know him very well. My first game with Andy Reid, my first start in Detroit, he told me exactly how they was going to play me. And yes, he's going to have some missing offensive linemen, but he does everything to negate that. And I think that's the reason he's one of the greatest to ever coach, because he sees things before it happens. He knows exactly how they're going to play you, and he knows how to expose you with the team that he has assembled. So, while I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing great offense, I think that defense is going to have to be better, because Andy Reid knows these coordinators well, and he knows how to get away with a lot.
They got to protect Mahomes. JPP and Shaq is going to be the key. You got to block those 2 guys. Without that, Mike.
Yeah. Got to get some pass rush.
By the way, one last quick.
They got to get some pass rush.
I just read that their right guard, Andrew Wiley, went down and out with a knee injury early in the second half. I don't know their line well enough to know, but that could be another blow.
Yeah, I think, but he came back in. Sure? I saw him come back in. He might have went out again.
Even still losing 2 offensive linemen, it just disrupts the chemistry.
No, but you got protection.
It's real.
Yeah,
it disrupts the chemistry. Those guys have to know one another and know how each other think. Just can't put guys